There's a big epidemic going on all over the Middle East. It's called child marriage. Children as young as 7 are sold by their parents into marriage. And I'm not going to say parents, they're sold by their fathers. Their fathers own their wives, their fathers own their children, and their fathers own their animals. Women are like animals in these countries. These little girls are sold. Some are sold as young as 6 and married when they're about 8, 9, once they reach puberty. This is such a sad situation, but we're worried about other things that go on. We're worried about um, global warming, and so many other things are really irrelevant right now. And we see these young, innocent kids being mistreated, and we don't do anything. We shun them. We turn our face and act as if it's not happening because it's not happening to our kids. In an incident, one of the girls, now a woman, said that the day after her engagement to an older man, her parents let the man come to their house and do everything to her other than sleep with her. What else can be done to her other than sleep with her? Let that run through your mind. What else can be done? They sell these kids as money. Like if you're trying to settle a dispute, or if you gambled and you lost, you give your daughter, as if she's nothing, and you never see her again. This is just disgusting. It's just a shame that it goes on, but we don't do anything about it. We act as if it doesn't happen and turn a blind eye. When will we realize how serious this issue is? When will we stand up for these young girls? When? Is it ever going to happen? How would you feel if your daughter was sold into marriage by your husband and you had no say? How do you think these women feel? Do you think they want their young, innocent children to be sold off? No, they don't. But they have no say. They'll be beaten if they speak up, and bruised. In the Quran, it says you may beat your wife, but not until she shows marks. You can't beat her so there are marks on her skin, or bruises. You can't. But they twisted the Quran. They use the Quran for honor killings and other things. But things like killing your wife, beating her, they shun the Quran when it comes to that side. They beat their wives mercilessly. They don't care. Meanwhile, in the Quran it says you can beat your wife, but she should not have any marks on her body. But these men brutally beat their wives. It's such a sad situation. So sad. There's a girl. She was 12. She was married to this man. She was in Afghanistan, and she was it was this was in September 2007. This 12-year-old girl has been given in a forced marriage and faces violence by her brutal husband every day. He cut her, you see here? He cut her hand with a knife. A 12-year-old girl. What is an old man doing with a 12-year-old girl? You have daughters older than this girl. What, are you crazy? Are you sick? Are you not getting any pleasure from your wife that you have to go to these young, innocent girls? These young girls. This woman, she's now a woman, about 21. Her husband sold her into prostitution, took her somewhere where no one knew her, and sold her to men to sleep with her, and said she was his daughter, and beat her so many times that she had 4 miscarriages. What is this world coming to? This 7-year-old girl is marrying, I think he's 18 or something. Like, seriously? I mean, 17-year-old boy. She's 7, he's 17. 10 years old, 10 years older than her, it's not a big deal, because some people are 20 and they marry guys in their 30s. But when you're 7, what do you know about marriage? You don't know how to cook. You haven't even started developing yet. You're a child. You're supposed to be playing with dolls and playing with your Barbies, but you have to worry about marriage? Seriously? All these things go on. These children had their innocence taken away from them. They had no say in the matter. Why? Because they were born female and not male. Instead of worrying about dolls and toys, they had to worry about getting pregnant and being raped. I don't care if it's matrimonial rape, I don't care. I don't care what it is. As long as you're under 18 or under 16 and you're it's not voluntary, it's rape. Whether voluntary or not, if you're a child and it's an old man, it's rape. What do these kids know? Their innocence are taken away from them. They have no say in this. These people are barbaric and deserve to be punished for treating these children like sex objects. This is a perfect example of the injustice that women endure every day. In the Quran it says, when men die, if they follow the Quran, they'll get a dozen or something like that virgin wives. Is that all these men think of women for? For pleasure and for children? And better for them if it's a male child so he can have more children, more males, less females, just females enough to produce more babies. That's all women are here for. That's all they think of women for. They use them to produce children and they sell them as objects. And when will this stop? When will this stop? When? Will it ever stop? Will it? No, because look at America. America is such an advanced country. Look at England. They know what's going on. Are they doing anything about it? No. I think the war in Iraq is useless and stupid and irrelevant. Instead of worrying about the real problems in America, they're not. People are still being married underage in Iraq. What are the American government doing? They're doing nothing. They invade someone's country, they take over, and they're doing nothing to help the society but try and stop the Taliban. Okay, whoop-de-doo, the Taliban is taken over. Forget about them. Worry about the real situation. Help them become a more developed country. Help these women. Help these children. Help the people get jobs. Do what you're supposed to be doing in their country instead of trying to rule the whole world. Bush is a lunatic. He is crazy and stupid and out of his mind. And he started this war just so he can show people how powerful. Let me put 2 commas in front and after powerful. He's not powerful. He's nothing. No one's going to remember him in another 10 years. And if people do remember him, they'll remember him for being infamous, not famous. He's not famous. Like Bill Clinton is famous. He helped America. Bush destroyed America and caused other countries to turn against America. Why? Because he acted like he ruled the world. He had no respect for other countries. He had no respect for anyone else, and all he thought about was himself. He'd never apologized for starting the war in Iraq. They went to Iraq because they thought they had weapons of mass destruction and blah blah blah. Iraqis weren't the ones who blew up the World Trade Center. They weren't the ones. Why did you invade Iraq? You wanted to prove a point. You won't go and invade the Taliban. You won't go to the real people who started this problem. No, you go to Iraq. Poor Iraq. What can they do? They can't defend themselves. So you invade them and you fight. Instead of helping them and building them up, you break them down. That's all they're doing. They're breaking them down. These women are suffering, and what's America doing about it? Nothing. Nothing at all. These little girls are being raped by their old husbands, some as old as 80. What's an 8-year-old doing with an 80-year-old man? Nothing. But who are we? What? We don't care. We don't. We're living our lives. We're being fine. It's not happening to us. Why should we look at them? Why don't we just turn a blind eye? Just because you're lucky enough to be born in a civilized community doesn't mean you have to shut your eyes to an uncivilized community. You need to stand up for these people before it's too late. Thank you for watching.